Dear Pixie, you asked us, how do our thoughts create our reality if sound, or vibration, creates the physical and energetic structure of our world? Are thoughts not silent? And in assuming all things are possible, is there a process or exercise to actually change the shape of our thoughts into sacred geometrical patterns? Would that be the key to finding balance and harmony within our day-to-day lives? Thoughts are the intelligence behind or within sound or vibration. From our perspective, thought is vibration, and thus sound, and indeed also light. These are each one and the same energetic. You, within third density, compartmentalize structures in order to make sense of the whole. You are the anchor to the aspect of self that is oneness or unity, thereby allowing growth, expansion, and flow within both parts of self, temporal and non-temporal, physical and non-physical, incarnation and source. So indeed, sound or vibration creates reality, yet that sound and vibration is thought. Therefore, thought creates reality. The physical structure of your world is created as a match to the energetic blueprint. The energetic blueprint is thought, sound, or vibration having formed itself into matching structure. Therefore, everything is a direct match to sound, vibration, thought. Speaking from the subjective and personal perspective, the creation of reality is the same. For you are simply experiencing a microcosmic existence within a macrocosmic one, or simultaneously as a macrocosmic one. Therefore, your own thoughts create the individual reality you experience. If your thoughts are not cohesive and are confused or fragmented, jumbled, or focused intently upon the fears of that which you do not want to experience, you create the match to all this, just as the physical structure of your world is created as a match to the energetic blueprint. For the energetic blueprint is the thought, or is original thought. Therefore, you, as a holographic replica of the original organic blueprint thought structure, have as much ability to create reality from thought as the original structure. In the example just presented, a non-cohesive, confused, jumbled reality will be the one you experience. The fears of that which you do not want to experience, if intently focused on enough, will manifest, or rather, the most appropriate energetic match to that will manifest, not necessarily your individual interpretation of the feared event itself. In the case of the individual who walks the spiritual path, if you will, learning about fragmentation and integration, and who unravels the confusions and veils within the third density, standing for the clarity of truth with focus upon joy, happiness, health and balance, then this individual will create the energetic match to these thoughts or focused intentions. You ask us how this is done. The complexity of the process between thought and actual manifestation is not an easy one for the third dimensional brain to interpret. Yet, there are those that can come most close to this understanding. Therefore, the response we shall give will be twofold. For those with the expansion of mind, and indeed of feeling, needed to interpret this, we would say to you that thought and manifestation within the higher realms is instantaneous, for it is the same thing. Thought and manifestation are one. In the third dimension, there is the time loop between higher density and third density due to the nature of linear time. Therefore, whilst thought and manifestation are also instantaneous in the third dimension, as in when the thought holds the correct trajectory for form, as in focused intention, the manifestation is instantaneous when the knowing of this exists. It is only the experience of linear time that creates a waiting period betwixt the thought and the manifestation. The higher in vibrational density your planet or individualized person shifts, then the shorter the waiting period betwixt thought and manifestation. For those who need a more metaphoric explanation of how this works, we would simply say that there is an original pattern or blueprint. This is laid out as the plans or the projection, much like the architect creates the blueprint or plan before he begins construction upon his building or structure. Once the plans are drawn up, then the construction is followed according to the original blueprint or plan. This allows also for spontaneous creativity or change according to presented logistics. The finished structure may or may not be identical to the original blueprint. This is the same process as thought creating your reality. Your question is presented under the premise of thoughts being silent and sound being that which is heard and therefore not silent. From your subjective reality, this is indeed the case. The thoughts you hold are silent, and the sound you hear is a vibration that, perceived through the physical ear structure of the human, is heard. Therefore, it appears subjectively to you to hold much more substance than thought, which is silent. Yet this is a matter of perception due to the structure of your biology. Thought and sound are both simply vibration and are one and the same, yet are perceived very differently by you, and the brain interprets them differently. This is so that you may function within the third dimensional reality. There is a saying upon your planet, a question in fact, that if the tree falls in the forest with no one there to hear it fall, does it in fact make a sound? The response to this question is that the falling tree hitting the ground creates a vibration. That vibration would be interpreted by a physically incarnated human being as sound. Yet without a human being to witness this event, there is no interpretation. Therefore, there is no sound, only vibration. This is the same within the cosmic reality of thoughts shaping structure. Thoughts are indeed silent. Yet if a physically incarnated human being were to witness the physical and energetic structure of reality being created, they would discover that this is most noisy indeed. You ask us, is there a process or exercise to actually change the shape of your thoughts into sacred geometrical patterns? Again, it is perception or perspective that would change, not the structure of thought itself. For your thoughts, as vibration, are already formulated into geometrical patterns. We are cautious about using the word sacred, however, to explain all these geometric patterns that are your thoughts. For sacred is that which holds the golden mean resonance within, and this would only apply to the cohesive thoughts of clarity and focused intention. Indeed, these thoughts are sacred geometric patterns of great intricacy, information, and beauty. The sound they hold is that of the music of the spheres. The tones are such beautiful music. They create the deepest emotions of appreciation, compassion, and unconditional love within. The uncohesive, fragmented, confused and chaotic thoughts also hold geometric pattern, but these would not hold the golden mean frequency, therefore could not be considered sacred. Yet they are still a formation or a pattern. So you see here, it is awareness and perception of the fact that your thoughts are already geometric structure that is needed here. Once you realize this, you make the concerted effort holding intention of the balanced and sacred geometric thought structure itself. You will hear again and again from the teachers of the divine spiritual path upon your world to be careful of your thoughts, or to watch your thoughts. This is the reason for this most accurate teaching. The final part of your question is, would that be the key to finding balance and harmony within our day-to-day lives? The answer to this would be a most emphatic yes. To be aware of the structure of your thought process, and to be able to construct your thought process with focused intention, aligning that simultaneously with the matching emotion, is the most magical act of creation, and indeed is one most significant key to finding balance and harmony in your lives. There are many keys within the compartmentalized perspective you hold as an incarnated physical human being, but this key, the formation of sacred geometric sound patterns of thought with focused intention, would lie at the very core of your experience within a physical incarnation. For this is magic itself, creation itself. When you do this, you mirror the God source frequency, and this is, of course, what you are incarnated to do within your journey of individualization. We are the white-winged collective consciousness of 9. We are now at a time in our planetary evolution known as ascension. Those individuals we can call starseeds are currently in their millions and are collectively going through this awakening process. In this book, the 9 bring forward memory triggers designed to act as a catalyst into the awakening process. They present a model of working with the individualized matrix field, known also as the Merkaba, through matrix architecture, Merkaba magic, and the golden triad of ascension, presenting an in-depth analysis and explanation of the twin flame consciousness and how this relates to the ascension, as well as providing triggers to the collective memory experience known as Atlantis. This transmission is designed to trigger your multidimensional memory as you begin the construction of the Merkaba matrix and embrace the inner archetype of the architect. The triggers contained within this material are there to assist you in accessing the codes for the new formation of the original crystalline DNA matrix. I, Magenta Pixie, am so happy to present this transmission to you from the white-winged collective consciousness of 9. Divine architecture and the starseed template.